Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel Canada Immigration. We hope you're doing great. If you want to move to Canada but don't have a job offer, don't worry. In this episode, we'll tell you about some places in Canada where you can move without a job offer. They have special programs called PNPs that can help you and your family move there. So, to get all the information, pay attention and watch the video through to the end. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for upcoming episodes. So, without any further delay, let's jump into the video. Several candidates are exploring PNP choices to come to Canada because of their easier or lower criteria as opposed to the Express Entry program, which is one of the highest CRSCO requirements. It's a prevalent misperception about immigration to Canada that some provinces are simpler to immigrate to than others. Yet if you fulfill all of the requirements for the provincial nominee program you would be applying for, any province may be the simplest to immigrate to. To encourage young skilled professionals to work, stay in Canada, and contribute to local economies, around 80 distinct streams, outside of federal and Quebec streams, are now engaging in BNP programs across the provinces and territories. Several Canadian provinces also provide candidates without a legitimate employment offer with immigration possibilities. Some of these provinces have extremely low standards, such as an EIDL score of just CLB4 and a CR score of only 300. Also, while not all of them have high-profile funding levels as the ones based on AOIs or expressions of interest, more people can apply for them. So, in this video, we'll discuss some of the provinces where you may obtain permanent residency through the PNP without having a work offer from Canada, as well as an overview of each one's main requirements and the specifics of how to apply for each one. The first one is the Quebec Skilled Worker Program or QSWP. After Ontario, Quebec has the second highest population in Canada. This province's official language is French, which is spoken by the majority of its citizens. Between Montreal and Quebec City, the province's capital, the majority of people in Quebec live in metropolitan regions around the St. Lawrence River. The tech or communication technology, aerospace, biotechnology, and pharmaceutical industries provide the majority of the jobs available in Quebec. The Regular Skilled Worker Program or Quebec's Provincial Nominee Program are other names for it. An extremely low minimum score of merely CLB4 in your reading, writing, speaking, and listening modules for the IELTS, your English proficiency test, is one of the main prerequisites for this program. Although taking a French language exam like the DEF or TC will increase your score, it is not required. At least 1 year of work experience in the previous 10 years in a particular sector or skilled vocation in a NOC will also satisfy with just an English exam. In either skill type 0A or B, even if your family members aren't traveling with you to Canada, you still need to show that you have adequate settlement money for everyone. You must visit the ARIMA site to apply for the Regular Skill Worker Program. There, you must enter your education, language proficiency, and job experience before creating an expression of interest, or AOI. If your score is high enough, you will be given a Quebec Selection Certificate, or a CSQ, which is the document you will need to enter Canada through Quebec. You will then get a score based on these details that will be used to evaluate you. It is absolutely free and very simple to create a profile on the ARIMA portal and submit an application on your own. In a thorough procedure video for Quebec, I have covered all the prerequisites, the point system, the calculator, and the entire application process through the ARIMA portal. The next one is the province of Alberta's Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program or AIMP. Canada's fourth most populous province is Alberta. British Columbia, Saskatchewan, and the Northwest Territories around it. A significant amount of crude oil, sand, and other minerals may be found in Edmonton, the provincial capital. These are the industries that also contribute to the prosperity of the province, and you'll discover that a large portion of the employment that is in demand in Alberta comes from these fields. Several captivating tourist spots, like Pants, Jasper Lake, Louise Drumheller, Canmore, and Sylvan Lake, are located in Alberta. For the Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program as well as the ENP, you'll need a really low minimum score of simply CLB4 for your reading, writing, speaking, and listening modules on the English Language Testing System, or IELTS. Nevertheless, as invites will be sent out more quickly through the Alberta Express Entry stream, it is advised to obtain a better score of at least CLB7 or higher to be allowed to construct an Express Entry profile. You must have a job offer from Alberta to participate in the other stream, known as the Alberta Opportunity Stream. The Alberta PNP's need for merely 300 CRS is an additional fantastic feature. Even if your family members are not traveling with you to Canada, you still need to provide proof of sufficient assets or settlement money for everyone. Although the jobs and demand in Alberta have always been arbitrary and susceptible to frequent change, you may get a good sense of this from the official Alberta government website, which consistently displays all these professions. The Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program, abbreviated OIMP, is the next. Most ambitious immigrants, especially those with backgrounds in technology, information technology, or finance, favor Ontario. It is the location of Ottawa, the nation's capital and home to the National Gallery and Parliament Hill's Victorian buildings. The 553-meter-tall CN Tower is located in Toronto, the capital of Ontario. The Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program's Human Capital Priority Stream enables candidates with the necessary work experience to immigrate to the province of Ontario even in the absence of a job offer. The following are a few prerequisites for the Ontario Migrant Norvie Program. You must be qualified for one of the 3 skilled worker programs, such as the Canadian Experience Class, Federal Skill Worker Program, or Federal Skill Trades Program. An active express entry profile is required. A year's worth of work experience in a NOC code from one of the skill categories, 0, A, or B, is required. You must have at least a CLB 7 score on the IELTS, or CELPIP for English, or TF or TCF for French. Even if your family members are not traveling with you to Canada, you still need to provide proof of sufficient assets or settlement money for everyone. To participate in the program, you must apply to the Ontario e-filing system. Here, you must register your expression of interest, EOI, for the province. Following this, you will get an invitation to submit a full application for PNP nomination. If you are chosen, the province of Ontario will provide you with a nomination certificate. Please take notice that setting up a profile on the e-filing portal is cost-free and that you won't have to pay anything until you receive an ETA from the province. Talking about Ontario, there is no requirement for a job offer, not even for the Ontario Tech Pilot Program from the Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program. It's a component of Ontario's Human Capital Priority Stream, where the OINC chooses applicants from the Expedited Entry Pool's pool of 6 IT or Tech NOCs and notifies them of their interest. Now, to apply for an Ontario PNP. The following are a few prerequisites for the Ontario Tech Pilot Program. The following are a few prerequisites for the Ontario Tech Pilot Program. As applicants are chosen from the Express Entry Pool, you must have a current profile there. A year's worth of experience working for at least one of the 6 selected tech or IT NOCs is required. To apply for an Ontario PNP. The following are a few prerequisites for the Ontario Tech Pilot Program. As applicants are chosen from the Express Entry Pool, you must have a current profile there. A year's worth of experience working for at least one of the 6 selected tech or IT NOCs is required. You must have a language test score of CLB 7 or above, as well as sufficient settlement money for you and your family, even if they are not traveling to Canada with you. The Manitoba Provincial Nominee Program, often known as the MPNP from the province of Manitoba, comes next. The lakes, rivers, mountains, forests, and plains of Manitoba extend from the Arctic tundra in the north to Hudson Bay in the east and agriculture in the south. More than 80 provincial parks where people enjoy hiking, biking, canoeing, camping, and fishing can serve the wilderness. The MPNP is looking for fresh graduates, skilled workers, entrepreneurs, and their families to relocate permanently to Manitoba. You must have a connection in Manitoba, such as a relative or friend who is a citizen or permanent resident who resides in Manitoba, to qualify for the MPNP. You'll need an extremely low IELTS score of only CLB 4 to qualify for the MPNP as well. Just 6 months of work experience in a NOC code from skill category 0, A, or B will suffice. In this case, it's crucial to keep in mind that you cannot have applied for any other PNP program for any other Canadian province if you're using the MPNP. The Saskatchewan Immigrant Nominee Program, abbreviated SIMP, is the following one. This Canadian province is well known for its grain production and abundance of freshwater lakes, rivers, and other natural features. Potash is generally used in fertilizers to boost plant development, increase agricultural output and disease resistance, as well as to improve water preservation. Saskatchewan is the world's largest producer of potash. Regina residents have a more contemporary viewpoint and welcome immigrants and their families from different origins. There are 2 ways to apply for the SIMP. The SIMP Express Entry Stream, which chooses qualified applicants at random from the Express Entry Pool, and the Occupation and Demand Stream, which focuses on a certain number of vocations that are in high demand in the province right now. The following are some essential prerequisites for the SIMP. On your IELTS test, you need an extremely low minimum score of merely CLB 4. Nevertheless, as invites will be sent out more quickly through the express entry stream, it is advised to have a better score of at least CLB 7 or higher to be allowed to construct an express entry profile. Likewise, as long as you work in a few specific NOCs that are targeted, you should not worry if you do not achieve a high language test band. After that, you may apply via the occupation and demand route, which just requires CLB 4. Even if your family members are not traveling with you to Canada, you still need to provide proof of sufficient assets or settlement money for everyone. A year's worth of work experience in a NOC code from skill kinds 0A or B is required. But, the caveat in this situation is that your job experience and education must coincide. Using a straightforward CINT points calculator, you may determine that you need at least 60 points out of a possible 100 under the province's points grading system. The provinces listed here are those that give PNP nominations without a job offer. Subscribe to this channel for further advice on immigration and travel. That is all for today, in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully, the information is useful to you. See you later, in the next episode. Till then, take care.